Hello and welcome once again to another battle replay video by Lord Snake. Today, in honor of the Wood Elf DLC dropping, I decided I wanted to play as the Wood Elves, and my opponent played as Argwylon, which is the other Wood Elf faction. My opponent brought to the battlefield an Ancient Treeman as his lord, 2 units of War Dancers, 2 units of War Dancers with Azray Spears, 3 units of Glaive Guard, 2 units of Deepwood Scouts with Swift Arrows, and 3 units of Treekin. I brought to the battlefield a Glade Lord on the back of a Great Eagle, a Branchwraith, 4 units of Dryads, 4 units of Way Watchers, and 3 units of Glade Riders. As you can see, all of my army except for my general was a skirmishing unit, so I began way up here and immediately began exchanging volleys with my opponent. You'll note that the Wood Elves are a lot more ranged intense than a lot of the other factions in this game. I think it adds a lot more variety to it, so I'm all for it. Over here you can see my Branchwraith cast a protective spell against enemy ranged units, and also increased my accuracy, I believe. And there he's sending some of his Treekin up in the distance. Over on this flank, you can see that my Dryads engaged some War Dancers of his. You can see my Glade Riders sending out some volleys from the side over here. You can see my opponent sending up his general into the battle. Right there you can see my Branchwraith broke away from the fighting to chase down those Treekin. There's a healing spell on those War Dancers. And right here I got my general shooting his general. You'll note over here these War Dancers started to chase after my Glade Riders, but they never really did catch up to them, unfortunately.
They're casting spells! Take them!
My Branchwraith was still over here doing some damage.
Stand your ground!
And unfortunately, my Glade Riders over here got caught up into the mix when these War Dancers caught them on this little ramp here.
Back!
But luckily enough, his general had taken quite a lot of damage at this point. At this point, his general did break, but since he was caught up in that net, he couldn't run. And finally, my opponent's general began to run away, but luckily I still had my general shooting at him. And that put a stop to his escape quite quickly. So now you can see my Glade Riders down here began to shoot at my opponent once again. And we kind of started to do an exchange of arrows once more, only he had the high ground. Luckily though, since his general was dead, that was a pretty big shock to his morale. You can see I recalled some units of Dryads that had ran from the fight at this time. And I even got my general into the melee now because she was so high health and there wasn't really any major threats in the melee. And my Branchwraith continued to cast some spells on my opponent's treekin there.
Acknowledged. Swiftly.
You can see his treekin got totally denied there.
Onward.
They got netted trying to get into the melee with my general.
By Cardiff.
And the battle pretty much ended right here because I brought my general back to help out with my Glade Guard against these archers and these treekins over here. And in the end, I managed to get a Pyrrhic victory. A GG to my opponent, Gravekeeper. As you can see, he lost less than I did, and he also brought less than I did, so I would say he did a little bit better on the exchange on the overall there. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that battle replay video. Thank you very much for watching. I do plan on making more very soon. And I'll catch you all next time.